Tech has it.
Okay, then.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, let me stop sharing and then support department. Do you want to share your screen and do that? Play it. She's got it.
Yep. Or if you want to just give me the power, I can do it as well.
Mind your co-host. You're good to go.
Okay, great. So support, do you have that video loaded and ready? Why don't you play it and then I'll jump into the actual presentation.
She says she needs a minute.
Okay, that's fine. I'll pull the presentation up. So guys, it's really important that everybody understands really the goal of this entire system and the philosophy of what we're doing here. We wanted to build something that gave the ability for the average person to be able to participate in cryptocurrency without having to become a crypto rocket scientist or someone really not having to learn as much as you really need to learn or spend as much time as energy as you do need to be able to become a professional trader. So this system is really designed to do that, to make the ease of entry for the average person, but also still give you really the power and the tools that professional hedge funds and professional multimillionaire level people that are trading are using. So it allows you to leverage all of the time and energy of our entire team, which you're going to meet some of them today, at the same time as just being an average person where you could have $1,000 in your account and you're getting the exact same white glove service that $1 million account is getting. So it really, the whole idea of the entire system is to build the protection of the user into the platform. So you notice that everything is done where there's no funds being transferred in. So now you've got your funds in your account, you've got trading happening, and what we're going to go through today is kind of really tell you exactly how we're doing what we're doing, and it'll give you a really good understanding of the whole scope of it. So I'm going to pull up a presentation here real quick, guys, and then share my screen and go through this. Hopefully support gets that technical analysis video. If that happens before my presentation comes up, then we can do that. If not, I'll just get started into the presentation itself.
Yeah, she's working on pulling it up. Something.
Okay, that's fine. Just whenever she's ready, I'll jump into the presentation first and then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. So the philosophy behind Kiwi. And this video was requested by the top leaders, guys, so you can thank RJ and Alex for putting this all together, because they wanted people to have a really good idea and understanding of what the philosophy was, but also the trading strategies. So the trading strategies themselves are important in the way this entire system works. It's important for you to understand it as a person in the direct sales marketplace. Because if you are thinking that this is some type of quick flash swing type trading thing where you're going to have crazy days and then lose money in other days, that's not what the philosophy of this is. The philosophy of this system is to protect the user's asset at the same time as growing an asset on a consistent basis. So the protection of the user, and I'm probably going to say this a lot of times through this presentation, is built into the platform. Okay. It's the idea of being able to get into cryptocurrency with the simplest of entry point, at the same time having the highest potential for gain. So some of you might join and said, oh, I expected it to have bigger results quicker or something like that. The idea of this system is to build a consistent driving results over time. This is real. It's obviously in your own accounts. So consistency is crucial. And when you get these percentages and start to build up and see how these strategies work, you'll realize how much more powerful this is as a long play compared to something that just might work well for a few days and in certain markets. It's very rare to find something that can be consistent in all market environments. And that's what we've developed today. And that's what we've developed in this system, is something that'll work when the market is downtrending or the market is uptrending to still help create dollar profits. The market of cryptocurrency is so volatile, but it's always uptrending. So it's a consistent uptrending system over time. And we use the volatility of it to be able to make the most profit. So volatility creates profitability, and Kiwismart will help you do that without having even as near as much volatility in your own accounts. So Alex, you probably know this disclaimer pretty well. Why don't you read that real quick for me, and I'm grabbing this video on my side.
Yep. Minimize this. So I can read it. Here we go. Any earnings or income claims or earnings or income examples are only provided for illustration purposes. There's no assurance or guarantee that you earn any income. Any and all claims or representations as to income earnings in the presentation and or within the program are not to be considered as average earnings. There are no assurances or any examples as to income earnings can be used as an indication of your future success or results. Monetary and income results are based on many factors, many of which are outside of your control. We have no way of knowing how well you will do, as we do not know you, your background, your work ethic, or your business skills or practices. Therefore, we do not guarantee or imply that you will make any specific income or that you will earn any income at all. If you rely on our examples and information, you must accept the risk of not doing as well as the examples provided. As we are a new business, we have no significant historical operational data. There you go.
Awesome. Thank you. You have to have disclaimers, guys. To me, the significance of the marketplace itself is enough to get excited about it. The significance of the history of the marketplace. We're in a market that is continually growing, and it's been over 10 years with a proven track record. Cryptocurrency is definitely here to stay, and it's going to get a lot bigger. The idea of what you're building here today
Lost Jim. Last thing we heard was cryptocurrency is definitely here to stay.
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. So the idea of what we're building here today, and we want to think of this really as it's almost like a crypto S&P 500, because your asset is your NFT. It's your position in the tree. It's not just the account that you have on exchange. It's every single account that's in your organization is the asset you're building. We'll spend a little bit more time on that later on, but think about that. You're building out this massive mutual fund system, and you're not even a professional trader yourself. What I want to do is I want to take some time here and introduce a couple of our traders, and they're going to go through some of these strategies, and then I'll come back and wrap it up with the ideas of the things that we're putting together as a whole. But let's see here. I know we have a couple of traders on the call. Are you guys here?
Yeah, I'm here. I think we're all here.
Okay, is the DCA trader here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes.
Yep.
Perfect.
Love your name. So would you go through the dollar cost averaging strategy and explain to the team how we decide the coin, and then also what DCA means?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, I guess, what is a DCA strategy? In a traditional sense, DCA stands for dollar cost average. So traditionally, a dollar cost averaging is when it's a strategy that you'll use when you want to reduce the entry point of your position over a longer period of time. So for example, if I enter a Bitcoin position at $60,000 and the price drops to $55,000, this strategy would buy on the way down, reducing the entry price from $60,000 to something lower. However, we use the DCA strategy in a custom way. As you guys probably know, or you may know, the Kiwi system does not allow for losing trades. Our system is configured in a way that we're going to place buy orders when we see a price increase coming soon. We then have a preset interval from that entry point that our system is going to sell the position at. So our DCA system generally trades multiple coins within that DCA strategy. This helps to keep things balanced. For example, if one coin, if we're trading 5 coins and one of them drops 5% while we're in a trade, we have the other 4 coins that are going to continue to make money, continue to trade until that coin that dipped comes back to above our entry point. This is, the protection that we were talking about earlier. So an example of how our custom DCA strategy works, let's say we enter a Bitcoin position at $60,000. If we have our strategy set to take profit at 2%, our system would take profit when the price has risen to 2% over the entry point. So in this scenario, I believe that's about $61,000, $61,200, something like that. But a really great benefit of our custom DCA strategy is that during parabolic moves, a lot of money can be made very quickly. So we call this uptrailing. If the price of a coin moves up, say 20%, the DCA strategy will follow that coin up 20% and sell when the coin dips a preset percentage. Now, obviously 20% doesn't generally happen, but it theoretically could. So what we have, the way that works is it'll follow the trade up until it dips a certain amount, and then it says, okay, we're going to take profit here. So this way we're able to capture, using this uptrailing, we are able to capture possibly 10, 15% gains versus the preset 2% gains that our DCA buy is actually set to run on. So this is always enabled. It will happen during parabolic moves, which is kind of nice. So in a grid bot, this is something they're going to talk about later. That's a strategy, and I'm not going to go over this, but I'm just going to briefly say this so you can understand the difference between a grid strategy and a DCA strategy. So in a grid strategy, we're buying and selling at frequent intervals with generally lower amounts of capital, lower amounts of the coin. In the DCA strategy, we're trading at slower intervals, but using larger portions of the investment for more potential gains. We have many different strategies that we use for our DCA bots that work in different market conditions. And when we actually go to configure a DCA bot, we pick the best strategy for that market condition. So that's pretty much all I have. I hope I made that clear, how our DCA strategy works.
Excellent. Thank you. Very good, guys. So if you want to understand DCA even further, you probably can go to YouTube and check out all the different videos that are out there on DCA. There will be product videos developed by the marketing team for Kiwi that will go through and explain every single strategy in extreme detail. But dollar cost averaging, the idea is that even if you're trading in a down position, you're continually making the cost of the position less because you're trading and making profitable trades. So if the market is going up, you're making profitable trades. If the market's going down, you're getting better positioning. If the market's sideways, which it happens quite a bit, there is more sideways trading in cryptocurrency than any other place. You are getting a better price for the coins that you're trading. So when that happens, when the market does finally move in the right direction, you've bought your coins at a lower price because you've used dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging is a strategy that works well with a grid strategy. And I'm going to talk a little bit about grid strategy, and then I'll introduce you to another trader that'll talk about the quantitative, super scientific, mathematical strategy of quant. But let me talk about grid for a second. I'm going to share another screen with you guys and show you some live accounts. I really enjoy the grid strategy. The reason that is because it's kind of like the steam engine, it just consistently runs all the time. It makes it a very consistent system. And I'm all about building consistency in percentages over a time period so that you can have the real compounding effect of trading the marketplace. You have an extremely volatile market that is going to go up eventually. So if you can build out something that has consistent profits on a daily basis and then compound them, you can build any amount of resource in a pretty quick fashion compared to anything else. So let me share another screen with you guys real quick. This is just a reporting system that we use to be able to show. So this is a live trading account. And this is an example. This is bond. You guys have probably seen us trade a bunch of bond. This is a 4-hour chart. So let me switch this down to something a little bit more visible. So this is trading with a grid, and all the greens are the buys and the reds are the sells. So as you can see through this structure here, all of these actions were actually profitable trades. So the way grid strategy works is you'll enter a position, and let's go back to where this entered a while back here. And you can see that you take a position of the token. And if you're trading in a grid, you're usually going to be putting half the position into the grid, and then the other half will stay in dollar. So if you notice that your accounts sometimes are 50% dollar, then 50% whatever the token is that was trading, that's because they're trading in a grid strategy. So it takes the entry position, and then it trades as the percentages go up and down. If the grids were 10% apart, then it was $1 as far as the value. That means that $1.10, $1.20, and those are the places those grids would be placed. As you can see here, these grids are, you can see that it's 19 cents to 89 cents. So it's at about 60 cents apart as a grid. So every time there's these grid actions are happening or the market is moving, it's buying and selling and trading live here on your exchange. This actually is a live account. This is someone's trading account. And you can see these are all actionable trades that are all profitable. All of our strategies in the entire ecosystem are long-only strategies. So even if the market goes down, as you can see, it's going down here, it's still trading in that time period. And then if it goes and does like a parabolic move like it did over here, it's trading throughout this entire process. So it continually is creating dollar values as it's going through the market. The grid strategy will continue to do this, and it trades in a range. As you can see in this range here, this is the top of the grid, and then you go down here to see where the bottom of the grid is. So it will continue to move through that range and trade profitably, really in all different types of market conditions. As long as there's volatility, there can be profitability. Now, the thing about you could set up your own grid strategies. Some exchanges even have these on the exchange. But the thing that you would have to do as an individual is you would actually have to go and reset this grid every time the market moved in one direction or the other. And that's what our team is here to do. It resets the grids for you. Make sure the grids are tight. Make sure the grids are staying in range. If a grid was to move out of range, there's no really way for notification in most of the systems that exist out there. So our team is constantly watching and making sure that these grids are entered properly, making sure that they are picked the right coins, and then making sure that they are staying inside of these grid ranges. So it's a tedious process for an individual to do this. Extremely tedious process. You would have to spend multiple hours a day checking on your own account all the time, making sure everything was going. So with a team behind you, like we have here at Kiwi, this all can be done by the professionals and people that know when to take profits, when to exit a position, and when to look at everything. So this is grid trading. And I like grid trading a lot, like I said, because it's a very consistent strategy. It works very well. As you can see, this is bond, guys, and even in this position, we took profits here up top. They exited this position and then took profits. The market you see ran will re-enter this grid back down here where it was before. Because most of the time when a coin trades, it'll do these parabolic moves and then it'll re-enter back into position. These are a couple of other pairs that we did a lot of trading with as well. And you can see this one is not live here. You can see the different trades and things that have all happened on here. These are all live trading accounts with real users. So that's grid. Hopefully we explained that well enough for everybody to understand how that works. And we will go through and answer questions at the end of this. But basically a grid strategy sets up a certain percentage as far as the width of it. A certain dollar amount is entered into the position. And our traders at this point are doing we'll always be doing this, but we're back testing 300 plus pairs 4 times a day. So we're always making sure we pick the right positions and pick the right grids. As the system fully develops as a dashboard, you will have the option to be able to pick these things, and we'll be doing all the back tested, and we'll just basically be giving you the options of what tokens you can pick. So I'm gonna actually bring in another trader, and he's gonna talk a little bit about the quant strategy. I'm not sure if you wanna use this screen or use anything to talk about quant, but you can go ahead and take that over, and then I'll wrap up the call with Q&A.
Yep. You can hear me?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So, as you know, I'm another trader here at Kiwi. I'm going to talk about the quantitative strategy. So, Kiwi's long-only quantitative strategy combines quant research and hybrid intelligence data to build a diverse portfolio with superior risk-adjusted returns. Every day, we rebalance the portfolio, aiming to buy more of the assets that are poised to trade upward and selling some assets to consistently take profits and cut any losses. All assets in the portfolio have at least 10 mil in daily trading volume, and the weights are selected algorithmically taking into account previous returns, volatility, correlation, and other factors. I will now explain how it looks from a detailed level. So first, the algorithm considers all assets on Binance with at least 10 million in trading volume. For each asset, it assigns a weight based on its capitalization. And at once, there could possibly be well over 50 assets at once in your portfolio. So if you see a lot of coins, don't get worried. As of risk management with those coins, we only pick the top 200 coins. So you're pretty safe with knowing what coins are in your portfolio are going to go up in time and have a good backing to them. Then the strategy will determine what to buy. The algorithm analyzes previous returns, price volatility, correlation with other assets and other factors to identify the assets that are rising and are likely to continue to go up. Then it looks at selling the asset as well. So likewise, the algorithm estimates the likelihood of an asset going down. If it statistically looks like the price has peaked, Kiwi sells the asset or at least decreases its share in the portfolio. You can see that on any day, Kiwi's portfolio will include lots of different assets. Typically, a share of each asset is under 1%. The largest weighting would be 2 to 3% in your account. Kiwi gives preference to smaller assets that are more likely to deliver higher returns. This means that a Kiwi's portfolio gives exposure to the broad altcoins market. It diversifies the risk of any crypto crashing, and it balances it out. Yet the portfolio is also likely to catch any moonshots. So if you're the type of person that wants to set a portfolio up, then the quantum strategy would be the best for you for a long-term setup. It constantly is scanning back tests based off historical data. In short, a good quant trader can only provide a predictive analysis of the future, but not 100% guarantee. However, Kiwi's quant system is more often right than it's wrong, and as a result, it's able to create consistent profits over time. So I hope that sums up quant trading. If you need any more information, like we can get it to you, you can have a look on YouTube. There's a lot of quantitative information out there, but it's more of a scientific approach and mathematical approach, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, just to recap on some of that, but thank you. I appreciate that information. And I think that helps a lot of people understand what quant is. Quant takes over the entire account. It's not something you can trade other coins inside of the account when you're trading quant. It is math. It is a form of intelligence. I want to consider it an artificial intelligence where it's thinking by itself. Artificial intelligence doesn't exist in cryptocurrency yet. It will, but it doesn't yet. But it is an intelligence because it is taking multiple factors into place. The reason why they're calling it quant is because it's quantum, because it takes factors into the place of volume. It takes factors into place of price movement and then also price action. So when a volume is pumping on a token or a coin is starting to see an excessive amount of volume and not normal to its normal rate, the quant strategy would be taking a look at those type of tokens to trade, and it'll make those decisions. Your pie chart will look like 100 flavors. It's going to diversify you extensively into multiple token pairs. And then like he said, the rebalancing happens every time that profits are occurring. And that's helping profits occur. And then you go and basically shoring up with smaller positions to make sure that everything is in profit. The thing that is on all strategies in every part of this entire system is they are completely long only strategies. So we like to say you either win or you wait. And that's the way the entire system is set up. You're either making a winning trade or you're waiting for a winning trade to happen because the market hasn't hit that point yet. which gives you that ability of really creating like an index of crypto. And I'll talk more about that here in a minute. Before I get into that, one of our traders actually couldn't be here, and it's our technical analysis trader. And I'm gonna actually have a video played that is about 8 minutes long, guys. And I know that this is like a ton of information in like a very short period of time, but hopefully this isn't too overwhelming. And what we can do and what we will do is have future calls about the trading aspect of things for you people that really want to get into exactly what's going on and you want to be the subject matter expert. You want to learn actually what it is and how our system as a whole. So I'm going to let our technical analysis video play here for 8 minutes, guys, and then I'm going to jump back in and wrap all this up for you.
Yeah, so technical analysis for 3 of our top traded coins at Kiwismart. We're looking at Polkadot, Bond, and One Harmony. So we're going to start with Polkadot here on the 4-hour chart. And things are looking decent for Polkadot. What I would like to see in the coming weeks and potentially a couple months is for Polkadot to begin to break above its previous all-time high. I think for this to happen, there's going to have to be a retracement event. As we can see here on the RSI, we reached this oversold level. So because of this, there's going to be some zigzagging upwards and downwards movements, which is completely fine for a bullish trending market. But overall, I am expecting to see this all-time high getting beaten. I don't expect there to be some massive level of resistance at this point, simply because it's such a large market cycle here that you can see where it's risen up, formed our distribution pattern up here, and then fallen back down. So the expectation is definitely for price to continue to the upside, especially because we look at the crossing of the moving averages. First down here, where we saw a long-term upwards momentum, and then it crossed downwards, but then managed recently to come back above this 200 period moving average. So things are looking pretty bullish, I would say, at the moment for Polkadot. It is obviously one of our top traded coins, so the positions will be looking strong in the coming weeks for Polkadot, as we see this all-time high most likely beaten. Nothing to report on RSI divergence, really. Everything seems to be following pretty closely with price, which is also another positive sign. Obviously, we have reached that oversold level, but that's completely normal to see in an uptrend. Oversold levels don't have as much of an impact as got my words mixed up there. Not oversold, overbought levels don't have much of an impact in uptrends as
the video froze.
Do. If it's oversold in an uptrend, you're more likely to see a greater price reaction than if it's overbought. So here, where it's overbought, it's just going to be what I predict a simple retrace, like we've seen before in this zigzag upwards movement, before more continuous bullish momentum to the upside. So all in all for Polkadot, things are looking pretty good, and I would expect to see more upwards price movement. Moving on to Bond. You can see Bond's not been on the Binance exchange for very long. Not a whole lot of price data to play with here, and as you can see, it's been very volatile as well. Well, the one positive to take from Bond is that if I just draw out a little support level here, you can see that there's been a big interaction twice this level. This is super positive at the moment, especially because we've just dipped out of that big support level, coming down first here and now rejecting from here. So this is the optimal time for a bullish uptrend to take place. And, you know, I would definitely be optimistic about this area being beaten up here and the resistance around this top section there being broken. When it comes to the RSI, things are pretty decent, to be fair. If we're examining this bottom here, we've got it pretty much online, but the RSI dipped down. It shows that we got more room to move to the upside. So I would definitely expect some decent price movements to the upside, and it'd be less likely that price continues moving downwards.
Support, can you pause this for 1 second?
About this coin, and yeah.
So everyone, this is Bond, and if you go take a look at Bond today, he recorded this video a few hours before. Bond went to about $60 at its peak today, and it's somewhere around $30 right now. So just to give you an idea of how on point the analysis are that are coming out of the system, and how these traders are really just right there in the marketplace in such a consistent fashion that you just kind of get to know what's going to happen in certain cases. So Bond has been one of our most traded pairs as a whole. So anybody that did have that in their accounts today, obviously the profits were taken, and you're definitely making some money. But go ahead and continue. Thank you.
I expect there to be some movements to the upside soon. Like I say, in the coming weeks, it's going to be hopefully pretty bullish, and yeah, not a lot to go off here on the chart. However, if we look at the moving averages, we can see it crossed up here, it crossed down. I would definitely be seeing a cross up, and once that cross up happens, which hopefully should be very soon, as it came very close to doing so here, there will be a lot more confidence in Bond in the market. So yeah, it's not a lot to say about it, but it's definitely looking pretty exciting as a coin to trade. Moving on finally to Harmony and One. It's a bit more interesting coin. It's a bit further along in its cycle. It's already broken above its previous all-time high. So what I'm expecting here is some retracement to take place, some volatility to slowly decrease as we potentially move down to this 200 period moving average. Now, if we were to take a look at something like a Fibonacci retracement from down here to the top, usually the protocol for an uptrend is a retracement to the 0.382 level. So, you know, a move downwards to the 18-cent level is definitely possible, which would roughly coincide with where the 200 period moving average is supposed to be moving to. So, not a lot in terms of unpredictability in these three coins. One is the only one, I think, which seems to have some very, very short-term bearish tendencies in terms of its need for a retracement. But once we see that and it comes down to roughly this level, which also coincided where the 0.38 Fibonacci retracement level was, I'd be confident about seeing bullish momentum continue to the upside after this amount of retracement. So coming into the weekend and looking forward to next week, the market as a whole, I think, is looking pretty interesting, pretty bullish in general. The RSI, particularly on One, again, isn't showing much signs of any bearish activity, and nor any remarkable bullish activity either. We saw a bit of divergence here, but that just affirmed the bullish momentum to the upside. So overall, the top three coins that we trade at Kiwismart are proving to be decent and solid investments, and we hope that they continue making decent money for our investors. And the charts reflect the optimism that we have in this. So I hope that was informative enough. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Awesome. So can you give me back the share? All right, I already have it. Perfect. Thank you. So guys, that's technical analysis. This, of course, some of our traders just specifically do that. That's really where they spend all their time and energy, is just analyzing the marketplace as a whole. And then, of course, some traders are really just all the time focusing on setting up the technology, the bots themselves. And then we have a department that is on future development. And that future development department is really looking at where things are going as a whole. I'll take a little bit of time and talk a little bit about where we're building this into. First of all, CeFi is the origination of where everything is now. It's centralized finance. And we chose CeFi to start the entire system because in people's minds, it's the safest place for them to participate in cryptocurrency on a traditional exchange. But DeFi is where everything is going. DeFi is going to allow you to have the same functionalities that you're seeing now with the trading with T100. It'll be called T1000, and the functionality of the ability to be able to trade from your own wallet address, which means you will never have to give up any custodial access of your cryptocurrency. And we teach people as a whole, don't send your coins anywhere if you expect to get them back. So your exchanges are safe for now, but soon in the near future, when this new system rolls out, you won't even have to put them into your exchange. You'll be able to make profits from your wallet, from your cold wallet. The things that we're developing is a real artificial intelligence engine. Artificial intelligence is not at all inside of the cryptocurrency marketplace. There's a lot of buzzwords of people saying that they have artificial intelligence, but there isn't anything that actually is truly intelligent in the market. But that's what we're working on. We're also working on complete automation in some aspects. There'll always be the point, when I say complete automation, I mean that it will be a trader basically setting and then the system continually running and then readjusting grids automated based on that trader's parameter. So there always will be some human factor involved in this to make this a perfected system. A computer can never make the decision the right way that a human can, and also the action of movement when you are trading large amounts in multiple pairs in small accounts. You have to make sure everybody is able to exit at the same time with profit. It can't be something that's just set on a book. So there's some specific intricacies that are structured into the system that we're going to basically work out to where it's more automated. Right now, currently, one trader in our team, it's really a team of 3 that is a trader, could support about 10,000 accounts from one dashboard. And we're working to where that we will be able to scale that to up to 100,000 per trade team. 3 people for 10,000 is pretty good, and it does a good job. It gives people the ability to go in, and then there's a support staff that sits behind that as well and is always constantly checking. The next thing we're going to be adding to this system through kind of our institutional division will be the sentiment and the emotional analysis. So that's basically going to be pulling from 172 different data feeds online to see how the emotions of the cryptocurrency market are. Of course, Elon Musk's Twitter will be one of those data analysis points. Sad to say, but that's a reality, is the people that are followed in the cryptocurrency places will be places or data analysis points. And this will help us know when to leave positions, if it makes sense to leave positions in a profitable scenario, of course, as well, but it'll help us know when to move in and out of the marketplace as a whole. And then using machine learning. Machine learning is something, and this is in forward testing, not back testing, where the machine will continue to run on the trading pair on our specific system and learn how to make better trades from real market data. So this kind of stuff is what has to happen in the future to build something that is completely uniquely different and way more powerful than anything else that's in the marketplace today. What we have now is better because it's safe and it functions. But what we continue to build will put us so far ahead of the pack in the marketplace that we'll never have to look at any other opportunity ever. And you as an individual, every single person on this call, you own this system. This is your system. This is your technology that we're developing. We're the trade team that's building and doing all the work now, but if you had a different trade team, eventually there'll be a point to where traders will have NFTs just like the leader group has NFTs, and they'll be able to bring in their own trading strategies as well as copying trade strategies and things like that. So there's a lot of R&D stuff that's going to be going on. We'll have technology sprints every 15 days as the smart contract goes live over the next couple of weeks. We'll have continually having technology sprints to make this technology become the best version of any crypto trading system that has ever been created in the entire marketplace ever. So I'll spend a little bit of time and go over some trade credits and then talk a little bit about trade assurance. For some of you people that don't understand this aspect of it, it is important to understand it completely because it really is how the commission engine works for Kiwi. So you understand that this is a real system. It's paid on real profits. It's functioning to where that there is a way to consume credits and then credit them back if the trades are not in a profitable sense. So we've really thought of everything, and there was a lot of energy and effort going into how to put this entire system together. So before I go into that, though, I'll talk a little bit about this, and then I'll spend the end on this as well. Building an intelligent trading S&P 500. Just think of the top, and we could trade up to 500. Most cases, it's just the 300, but I'm using the terminology S&P 500 so you guys can get a mindset of understanding. The S&P 500 is the top 500 companies. Top 300 cryptos are able to be traded now. In the next 5 years, it'll be the top 500 cryptos that'll be able to be traded. The S&P 500 is $40 trillion today as far as an asset value. That means that it is what, 20 times the size of the entire cryptocurrency marketplace, and that's just the top 500 companies in the world. That's what we're building with this system, a index between your users of crypto assets. So the idea to get into cryptocurrency and make the most profit and do the best trades now is the system that you're able to promote that does that for all of the people, and you don't have to be a professional trader yourself. You just connect them to the platform, and because they're connected to you through your NFT, the value of that organization will increase the value of your NFT asset, and in your back office or on the dashboard of the smart contract, you're going to be able to see what percentage of total volume of the ecosystem your NFT holds, which will tell you the value of your NFT individually. And I know that it's going to set a precedence in the entire cryptocurrency marketplace, and especially in the direct sales marketplace, to you will never join another networking company unless they're giving you some type of a percentage share. And because the way we have this NFT coded as your VIP superstar access card into the system and your actual asset, this will allow you to have true ownership, real residual, and then when you don't want it anymore, you can sell it on the NFT marketplace for a real world asset value. You'll never build a network marketing direct sales company that doesn't have this in the future. You're only working for somebody else with some fancy buzzwords of how you actually think it's for yourself or how they tell you it's for yourself. You're still working for someone else. If you can't sell your business center without talking to somebody, it's not yours. This will change the game as we know it. So trading credits. Purchasing trading credits is as simple as this. Additional credits may be acquired when the customer has depleted 70% of their previous purchase. So if you were to buy 100 trading credits, you would have to use 70 of those before you could actually make another purchase. We don't want people front-loading trading credits. This is how the trading credit system works as far as the bonuses. On the bottom level, you get a full CV on that because we wanted to make sure that there was a way for a person to have a high percentage, even if they were just starting off as a trial scenario. How many credits do you need? I think they talked about that. Yep. At 70 credits for 1,000 is usually pretty good. You may spend more than this. You may spend less than this. It's based really on an algorithmic structure, and it works out to where it ends up being about 20 to 30%. It's not over 30 as far as the cost, and it's not under 20. It works into that range because we know the ratio of winning versus closed trades. So we never lose trades because we don't make trades in loss. We don't close trades if they're below the amount that we purchased. So we only win trades, but some trades are closed at the same amount. So we know the ratio between the winning and the closed trades that are just level. And it is like it's a 7 to 8 out of 10 that are winning, basically, trades. So because of that, we can charge for all trades and never have it be a negative scenario for the user. Now, we can charge for all trades, but we built something into the system called trade assurance. Not insurance, but assurance. Trade assurance is designed to make it to where the individual as a user has the ability to trade no matter what the market does. In other systems that exist, you're trading and you're getting charged your trade credits and you're spending these trade credits. You might have started with a $10,000 in the account and your account dropped down to $9,000 because the market does swing. It has to go down to go up. That's how things work in trading. But during that time period of where you were down below the amount that you had in your API account, you were being billed all of this type of resource. And you might have spent 50% of your asset trading in a downturn market. You're making money on those trades in a normal scenario, even in other businesses, but it's not over the amount you started with. So you could end up eating up your entire balance of your account on trades that are profitable below your balance, not in Kiwismart. One of the intelligent aspects of the system is that trade assurance allows you to trade even at the point when it's below your asset value. And those trade credits that are consumed will be credited back to your account at the end of the monthly cycle. So you just will continue to be able to trade if you run out of credits, if it's below that $1 amount. Until your account gets back up to that amount that you started with is when your trade credits will be consumed. So this is trade assurance, guys. It is a super epic part of the system. It's an equalizer in a sense because there is no one else in the marketplace that will ever do anything like this because they're not confident in the ability to trade profitably and to come out of the market. They're concerned that the market will be reduced for a long period of time. We built this system to work in all environments. So if you're not making money, we don't make money. And that is the entire design of this. There's no place for greed to get into place, for someone to make bad decisions based on making more from hurting people than helping them. Everything is designed that you have to do the right thing. The traders have to do the right thing to get paid. The users have to do the right thing to share with people to get paid. Everything is designed with that, protecting the users built into the platform. That's why it's such a genius system. So that's our trade assurance, guys. And the last thing, if it's in here, maybe it's not. The last thing I want to talk about is the whole market as a whole. And then I'm gonna take some time for questions and answers. And I don't know if we even said how long this call was going to be, but it looks like we are just at the hour mark, which is great. The cryptocurrency marketplace is about ready to explode, in my personal opinion. And it's going to explode into a massive, massive place compared to where it is today. A couple of things are going to be catalysts of this. Even if the EFT doesn't happen, it's still going to happen over time. But this electronic trade fund, or EFT, that is actually really close to being approved is a huge deal for the marketplace. It basically gives access to about $30 trillion worth of resource that could be pumped into cryptocurrency if we just looked at the retirement accounts alone. So what would happen if 5% of the retirement accounts went into Bitcoin? We would see Bitcoin above $1 million. That is what is open and available in the marketplace. As this starts to happen, you want to make sure you have a huge organization. When the market continues to grow, you want to be able to leverage off from this massive team that you build, build your NFT value to where that is producing more than a lifetime's worth of income in itself. And then if you say, hey, I want to retire, then you exit with that position as well. The marketplace is going to continue to grow. I started trading Bitcoin below 400. I told everybody it was going to be 50,000 then. People didn't believe me at that time. I've told everybody that Solana was going to do what it did here. We've also told everybody that Bond was going to do what it's done here. Every single coin that we've been picked has done well in the marketplace. It starts to become a reality to people when they see how accurate everything is that we've been predicting for the entire time we've been doing it. Because of the fact is that we are in the marketplace, we're in the industry, we are part of the pavement. We are the pavement versus keeping your ear to it. It's allowing you to leverage your time and energy by using true high-level professionals that spend all their life energy doing this. So I'm gonna open up, guys, to Q&A, but you're in the right place and it is absolutely the right time. As you can see, the cryptocurrency marketplace is just getting ready to erupt. So, questions? I think people have to raise their hand. And then
Actually, they can chat directly in the chat with any of the co-hosts. So if they'll just chat directly with customer support, that will
they can
help.
Post in chat.
Yeah, they're actually their ability is participants can chat with hosts and co-hosts.
Okay. Yep.
Or if you guys want to raise your hand, I can unmute you one at a time.
Yeah, either do it that way one at a time. That would probably be the best way to do it.
Okay.
Here we go.
So if you guys have a question, now would be the time to ask it. I'll unmute you one at a time. Okay. Will withdrawals affect trading operations?
Absolutely. So, of course, it's going to affect trade if you pull money out in the middle of your trade. When the dashboard is live, there's going to be a notification option. Now, you never have to notify to withdraw your funds. It's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. But if you close a trade in the middle of a trade by withdrawing it, then obviously you could affect your trade in a negative way if it was down from the time that it was purchased.
Okay. Greetings from Uganda. How do I join? Get with the person who introduced you, and they can walk you through how to join. How will the process work, Roberto? What process exactly? Okay, explain the trading credits again, please. Why different amounts for different capital? The different amounts for the different capital that you're seeing on the right-hand side, that is how much you have in your trading API. So that determines how many trading credits you'll use, right? Also determines on how many times your account's traded. Or if you want to answer that, Mr. Connor.
Absolutely. So it's how much you're going to consume. So as we talked, it ends up being about 20 to 30% of the profit ends up being spent in trade credit. 20, 30% goes back to the smart contract, pays commissions for everybody, takes care of the traders, makes everything work. You will need more trade credits if you have more resource because you have the opportunity to make more profit. I think that's probably the compliant way to say it. The opportunity to make, if you had $1 million in your API, you're going to make more than you would if you had $1,000 in your API. So then you're going to need more trade credits to consume.
Yep. Are we to set the bot and forget, or are we to pick coin to trade for the bot?
There's not going to be a set and completely forget. You will be able to pick a basket of tokens as in a risk levels, 100, 200, 300, or you will be able to specifically dial down in. Ultimately, there's going to be a full system that's going to allow you to just dial down and get as granular as you like. If you just want to trade one specific token and you want it to make BTC or BNB or whatever pair it trades against, you'll be able to pick that ultimately. These are the things that are going to be upgraded in the technology sprints. You're going to notice in the beginning, it's just going to be very simplistic like it is now as far as the workload, and then we'll start to add things for compliance and for customer service on the side of, I want to pick a specific coin or I want to set my risk levels, and all those things are going to come up over the next few months into the pre-launch.
How does the withdrawal process work?
Well, well, your money's in your account. So you can withdraw anytime. It's in your own account. Now, if you want to make sure you're not messing with trades, then you will make notification in the dashboard when the dashboard comes up, and then the trader, it'll basically come back and tell you that it's clear, and you can take out, or you just put the amount that you want to take, and then they'll clear that for your position. But it's in your account. There's no withdraw from the system. The commissions are paid instantly, and there's never a time where you have to request any type of withdrawal from anyone.
Okay, with $1,000 capital, and I see probably $200 as profit. Yeah, that's 1,200. We really, okay, that's 1,200. Will the credits be deducted then? So when are credits deducted, I guess is the question I have.
So trade credits will be used as trades happen.
So just like when you make a trade in Binance, there's a small fee taken out. It's the same thing with trade credits.
Yes. Now, I guess let me show you real fast here. So I'll just share my screen one more time. And I think you can see my entire desktop. So if you can see my desktop here, guys, and you can see all these little green and reds, every time one of these actions happen and a trade occurred, that's when a trade credit would be spent.
There you go. Is there an activation fee? If so, how much?
Not, there is only the business center fee for distributors, which is $49.
Yep. What's the, sorry, go ahead.
Customers are, no fee for customers.
Right. What's the ideal capital to start with, please? I know there's no minimum.
$1 billion. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
My opinion is 10,000. Now, you don't have to start with that. That's just what I think is an ideal number. If you're going to compound and you're going to make points, whatever that level is, whether it's a half or a quarter or 1%, and you consistently do this for a time period, and you continually compound that resource, $10,000 can absolutely change your life. $1,000 could over time, but it takes a lot longer to do it with 1,000. So that's just my personal opinion. You can start with 1,000 or anything in between 10 and 1,000, or a billion if you want to start with that. It's up to you.
When is the exact date Kiwi going to go live?
I think they mean when is the commissions?
Let's say commissions and smart contract.
Sure. So the team is working on this, and there will be continually updates every week. We'll have a big update on the Tuesday call. Stay tuned to those calls so you can see this happening. This is a system that has never been built before. So it's not like we're doing, it's most of these companies, and they just do these false start. It will be ready this month for a lot of the features, not all of them. And every single week, you're going to get another update of what's going to be coming available. And the corporate team will give you those updates on Tuesdays. And this month, for sure, there's going to be, the commission system will be done this month.
Where does one go to buy credits?
In their dashboard on the smart contract, which will be published over the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
I think, actually, Alex, if you can let people on mute to ask some questions, I think it's good to let people speak a bit if they can.
Sure.
Take a couple more minutes for that. Or if you want to just unmute everybody and let's see how loud it is.
No, I don't want to do that. Adeniran Busayo, unmute yourself, sir. Your name sounds like something from Game of Thrones. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's a great name.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I'm Adeniran. You can call me Forex Money. Yeah.
I love
it. I was a Forex trader before I abandoned Forex to crypto.
Okay, very cool. What's your question?
Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. I have two different questions to ask. A lot of people have been asking this question. I think I've linked up to the bot like 3 days ago, and I've been seeing a great result. And I've also linked like up to 3 of my downline from other bots, and they have been seeing a wonderful result as well. But my question is this: a lot of people, there are challenges we face, moving from other bots to Kiwi bots, and they were like asking me, "Oh, we are not going to face the same challenges." And here are their question. They said, "Will the bots pick coin to trade automatically, or are we to pick coin for the bot to trade?"
Great question.
Hey, John, can I answer something real quick that I want to address with everybody? I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt you. So far, every person that's talked today, I don't know if you know this, but none of them have been a computer. So it's not a bot. So we really want to get away from that word. Everyone you've heard from today is live flesh and blood, and they are all actual physical traders. So can you kind of speak to that, John, and then answer his question? Sorry.
Absolutely. So our traders use automation. So we find and test and use statistics and use the marketplace, use real data, then we find a pair, and then the trader sets up an automated system to help trade it. So it's automation, not a bot. It doesn't automatically pick the token. We currently in the test period, we are picking the pairs just because there's not a functionality of a way for you to pick pairs. But as the dashboard comes live, there will be more and more features that give you that unique control of your positions. So you'll be able to actually pick your own tokens with the dashboard.
Okay. So in a nutshell, we are the one to pick a coin for the bot to trade.
You'll have the option, or you have it's basically like if you want the wizard option where it just does it for you, then we'll have that. You'll just pick the risk settings and you'll pick how many trades. If you want to get down and pick exactly the coins you want to trade, you'll have the option to do that as well. Now, there are a lot of people that would much rather let a professional choose that for them. It really depends on the person, and then there's people that just would just love to go in there and pick exactly what coins they want to trade. They have specific pairs. The system that we pick 8 out of 10 times, because our traders are all tested by through actually professional trading. 8 out of 10 times they're going to be most likely better than what a person would pick themselves, unless the person was taking all the same type of information and back testing and studying and everything else to figure out what were the best coins to trade. So.
Yeah, thank you very much. So in a nutshell, if I should get you clearly, what I'm trying to say is that there are 2 options to pick. Either you pick coin for the bot to trade, or the bot pick coin itself to trade, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, nice to meet you. Okay, guys, anybody else?
Yeah, so we've got several people, and I appreciate you taking the time, man. I want to make sure everybody gets all their questions answered and everybody goes back and is happy. Mr. Latunde.
Yeah, Mr. Latunde is here. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Glad to be part of this awesome move. Honestly, it has been awesome. Let me first of all appreciate the people behind Kiwismart. Honestly, it's speaking, and it's a smart move indeed. Yeah, I got my account connected to the last few days, and honestly, just like my brother just said, a lot of days from Nigeria, we have been seeing a lot of amazing stuff, that the Kiwismart is doing. But I want to give you guys, kudos. What I just heard now actually moved me a lot. Thank you for giving option for auto and anybody that have the knowledge to do it themselves. Yeah, it's a great one. It's a great one. And I want to give it to you guys all. Okay, I have been on this meeting since the first minute. And please, Nigerians are asking, when is Kiwismart going to be officially launched? A lot of questions have been coming to me, WhatsApp and stuff like that. So we want to know. I've heard during the conversation that in the next few weeks, we ought to have opened on the 5th of October, but I understand maybe some technicality or something like that. When are we looking at? Why? Because a lot of people want to join us. And they don't have up to $1,000, just like some of us can do. And just like we have heard that we are going to have option of 500 and lower than that. Please,
Yeah,
I want you to answer us here.
Just to clear that, on option lower than 500 is not going to be right away. We are working on the ability to trade dust, but we want to make sure that we get the best performance out of this system as a whole. So the lowest that we'll actually be able to go as physically possible would be 500, and the performance levels of those ones that if we did do a 500 level, it won't be the same as it is at 1,000, just so that you understand this. Because when you're trading with such small amount of assets, you can't trade the same depths, you can't trade the same width, it just doesn't work exactly the same. And they call it trading dust in the trading world. And if that account at 500 fell down to 300, it wouldn't even be able to trade. So we want we're building something for that, but that's not going to be ready this month for the whole 500. Yes, but not less than 500. And the tech, when is it going to be ready as a whole? So our official launch date is New Year's, but the actual smart contract is now, and you're going to get this update. You're going to get this update on Tuesday from corporate. They're going to give you the official update from this, but just to tell you from what I know, from speaking to the technology team, the smart contract is ready to go into a testnet phase. So that's going to happen in sometime this next week coming. When the testnet happens, then the next phase is to start connecting things. So we expect within the next couple of weeks, we'll have commission and we'll have tracking, and you'll be able to, I would say before the end of this month, you're going to be able to see to where everything is working enough to where everyone gets paid and the system functions the way that you want it to be in a pre-launch phase.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a couple questions from the chats. And what I've been telling people, and what I suggest you tell people, is tell them by the end of the month. If we get it done sooner, fantastic. If not,
it's not something that we can rush, though. Yeah, that's very true. You have to think that this is a multi-billion-dollar business that we're building for you, and it has to be done right. It can't be rushed. It's got to be done exactly the way it should be, and we're getting very close to where it's going to be ready, and we're very happy with the gas fees on the chain and all the things that are required, but it's got to be done right, and it can't just be pushed out a few days early just to make a few people happy. This is the last company you'll ever have to build, so if it took a few extra days, I'm sure you're going to be fine with it.
Yep. One of the questions in the chat is, do you ever intend to release a Kiwi token ever?
That'll be up to you.
It will. It'll be up to everybody in the DAO. That's what he means. Since this is a DAO, we will all get to vote at some point if that's something we want to do. So everybody on this call, everybody who joins in the future, whenever we bring up that topic, that'll be something we'll all get to vote on.
Yep.
So the minimum trading.
In my opinion on a token is, just so everybody understands how I feel about it, you build a community first, you build a big enough community, and then there's a use for the token, because the token obviously could work for trading credits. So there will be ballots put up for that by ambassadors, because people have already, but we will not have a coin until there are at least 50,000 users in the network, because there's no use case without the users. So if you want to build this completely right, you build the user base first. So that should also incentivize you guys to build massive organizations if you want a token in the system. And that'll be something that you'll vote on, and you'll decide whether it is going to be or not. And also the addressing the fact that there is no smart contract yet. So the fact that all of this is being built onto smart contract, which means your entire organization will go and fall right into the smart contract when it's done. You now have the very unique opportunity to be able to get people positioned and build the tree with no fees. So if I was in the field, I would not be pushing the smart contract to get done quickly. I would be pushing my organization. And then when it happens, because this is a huge opportunity to drive your business. And some of you guys just said you just started a couple of days ago. Get out there and blow this thing up before everybody has to pay a $49 fee to join. It's a massive, massive opportunity. It's a window of opportunity.
Yep. And then I saw a question earlier about USA and Canada. We have no ETA in USA and Canada. We have people working on that diligently every day. There's been law firms that have been hired to deal with that, but that's going to take time. You're dealing with regulatory bodies and you're dealing with lawyers. It's not going to be over a weekend. So there's no ETA for that currently. Okay, so the minimum trading fee is, I don't know if that's $10,000. No. No, as he just stated, right now the minimum is 1,000, will be going down to 500, and trade credits are $1 per credit. So the question is, how much is 70 credits, and how will it be paid? It's 70 credits is $70, and you'll be paying it in USDT or BUSD. Is that right?
Correct. It'll be a stable coin on Binance Smart Chain, and there's no limit. There's no minimum on trade credits. You can start with one if you do, and then spend it, and then be done, and have to buy another one. So there is no real minimum. It's just a minimum in the trade account because we want the best performance for you as users. It's not about we want all that money in the account. We want you to be able to get the best trade performance. And if the account is too small, it will not perform as well as a $1,000 account.
Yep. What's the difference between trade credits and the amount we maintain in Binance?
You want to answer that?
Sure. Yeah. The money that you have in Binance is under your control, and the trade credits is what you use to pay our traders as they make trades to actually make you profits. So trade credits are used on our end. That's also how commissions are paid, and trade credits are used as basically what my Indian guys out of India say, the fuel for your trading. But your money in Binance is what's being traded by the traders, and that has nothing to do with us. That only has to do with the API that connects and allows us to actually make trades. So trading credits is a fuel that allows the trades to happen.
Absolutely. And 75% basically is going back to the compensation plan. So think about this as a fuel that builds your business as well. You make more than the traders do, actually, by a lot. You make more than anybody does, and you own the business.
Yep. How much coin can be traded in $1,000? Not sure. I understand.
You mean how many individual coins?
I guess it's just how much coin can be traded in $1,000. That's exactly what the question is.
Usually positions are not less than 300, and it's not ideal to do positions less than 300. So you would probably trade 2 to 3 coins in 1,000.
Yeah. When market dips towards the end of the month, are you saying that the credits won't be deducted to make up the capital?
Saying that if the market dips below the asset value that you started with, those credits will not be consumed off your credit balance.
Yeah. So
basically, you'll get free trades during that time period. You'll make profit. And it's not the system's fault that the token that you're trading went down in value. You'll get a better dollar cost average, and the trades will cost you nothing. So it's assurance that you can continue to trade to pull yourself out of the deficit.
Okay, I'll come back to the chats and we'll go back to live person. So Tony's iPhone.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And this is an amazing opportunity that I believe will change lives globally. I actually have 2 questions. One is, if someone want to sign up as an affiliate with $49, is the system actually ready? Can the person sign up now with the $49 and start building an organization? That's my first question.
Okay.
Then,
first question. Let's answer the first one. We'll get to the next one. So today you can sign up and sponsor and build out the biggest organization that you can build in all of your network, but there's no $49 fee until the smart contract goes live in the next couple of weeks, to where you can pay the fee. The fee will be there once accounts go live, but you basically right now it's pre-enrollment, and they don't have to pay until the smart contract goes live.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Structure
so the second question has to do with.
Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So my second question has to do with the commissions. as an affiliate. So let's say your first level is 30%. Now I want to find out that 30% commission, is it based on the trade credit of your customers, or is based on their profit, the trading profit?
No. Based on trade credits of your customers, you cannot pay commission on trading profit.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for some reason, I just lost my whole screen. John, I'm gonna have to.
You're fine. Can you?
I'm gonna have to reboot. Jesus.
So it's based on it's based on trade credits is based on a system that is derived from profitable and not profitable trades. Because of the ratio of trades, it allows us to have it to be where it ends up costing less than 20 or 30%. I say less than 30 and more than 20% of what you would make in a profitable scenario. So it's not direct to profits, but it equates to the amount that it would be.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Did we lose Alex? Guys, support if you can pick somebody else to ask a question. And guys, we will take let's take another 7 minutes for questions. And make sure we try and get to everybody. And then anybody else that has questions afterwards, we definitely get back with the leader that brought you here and get your questions to them if there is anything that's not answered. Okay, so I guess just ask to unmute if you have a question, and then let me see this type who's raising their hands. And support, can you handle unmuting people? I'll do it. Okay, so we got Marco. Let's start with him. Okay, Marco, you can unmute.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool. First, thank you for the call. Amazing. And I'll be really quick. So my question is this, inside my Binance account, under overview, somewhere I saw my funds. It's like all available funds. I had 2K at this moment. Then I saw, no, it's all my funds, and then available 1,500, and on orders 500. Does that mean that the Kiwi is only trading 500 USDT worth of assets out of the 2K I have inside the account?
Great question. If it's in 500, that means that there's 500 there for purchase as well. So it's probably trading about 60% of the account, leaving the extra 30 in case the market dips. So you would be that would be considered most likely a medium risk scenario, to where it's trading 1,000 and not, or it's trading the 1,500. You basically said 500 in trade, so 500 trade, which means it's trading half of the account currently. And it'll fluctuate as far as the risk goes based on the actual market, not as far as risk positioning, but as the difference in the amount that the account trades. So don't think that if you only have 500 in coin, that you're only trading 500. That means you're at least trading double that, because as the market goes down, it's going to use the exact same amount to purchase that as it does holding it.
Okay, thank you. I have no more questions.
Okay, Mark. Great. Okay, we're gonna go with Tony.
Yep.
Tony B.
Tony B.
Go ahead and unmute.
Yes, wanted to ask if I had some issues initially with trying to connect the Binance US API, and I was just wondering if there was some regulatory hurdles that would prevent that, or if that might have been a problem on my part.
Binance US is not Binance, so if you put a Binance API in, then it's not going to work on Binance US. They're two separate places. So if you're not in the United States, because we are not open there yet, and you have a Binance US account, then you would make sure that when you put the information into the API sheet, you put Binance US. They are different domain names, so they are different API keys. So a Binance US will not work on a Binance trading account. Binance US would have to be notified to this team that it was Binance US if for some reason you were an international person that had a Binance US account.
I also noticed that I have $1,000 in the account, and it's been trading one coin the whole time. And I just wanted to know if that was normal. If I put more money in, will it then trade a second coin in this initial trading period?
Yeah, sometimes it's really good to just trade one pair. Like if, especially with that small of an asset in there when you're starting, and not that it's small, it's just that with that amount of asset, trading one or two coins is going to give you really the best performance. And when you're trading things that are high quality, like most of the tokens that we are trading, what are you trading?
I'm sorry, I'm not in front of my machine right now.
That's fine. I know it's a great coin because everything that we're doing are high level. So you get a lot of volatility, you get a consistent price action, even if you are trading one token. And it's hard to extremely be diversified with only 1,000 in asset. So yes.
Yeah, I'm trading Phantom FTM.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay. Roberto?
Roberto. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, greeting guys. Roberto here from South Africa. Wow, wonderful work from the traders and development that's coming forth. I just have a quick question. I just want to know from my team that, because I'm a network marketer and I already started building, and I've got some guys working with the trading assistant in their Binance account. In the future, do you guys have anything planned for any other wallets where we can link up the API keys besides Binance? Because right now we cannot withdraw from Binance.
Yeah, absolutely. There are 14 exchanges that we have actually coded into already. We recommend that you use some of the top exchanges like KuCoin, OKEX, Coinbase Pro. Those are the exchanges that we recommend because they're the best volume. And if you are putting something besides Binance, the dropdown only says Binance, just make sure you put a note clearly noted that it's not Binance and it's something else, and just put that in your API, space it 2 or 3 times after the API key, and put the name of the exchange. But again, it should only be those top exchanges in the beginning. And the list of exchanges is actually in our presentation deck. It's in the presentation deck.
All right.
The best performance is going to happen on Binance, Coinbase, OKEX, KuCoin, the big exchanges where the most volume is. And
okay, cool. No, I'm cool with that. I just wanted to give my team some feedback so I can relate with them. So
there are some places that Binance doesn't work, and you might have those issues. So that's one thing about this system that's different than pretty much everything else in the market, is you can build into these places that Binance is not built into yet, because we have multiple exchanges that are completely ready and available and working already.
Nah, cool. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Roberto. All right, iPhone. It's incredible your parents named you after something in the future. Are you there?
And guys, if you have any questions while we have traders on the call about the strategy specifically, they would love to help answer if there is any questions specifically about the strategies.
iPhone, go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, okay, my name is Success. I'm from South Africa. Success, yeah, I'm in Nigeria, but I live in South Africa. Yeah. I spoke with
your parents named you Success as a baby. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
I spoke with my boss concerning this recent development, and so he told me that here in South Africa, he was actually interested because he went online to do some checking. And then he came up to tell me that in South Africa, that there is a ban to the trading of crypto. that the Reserve Bank of South Africa put a ban to it, and it is not possible that this business can trend here. So I want to know, how can these things work? Because there are a lot of people here that I feel that this opportunity is needed for them to get involved. So how can these things be sorted? Because now it seems to be illegal if the business is carried out here. So how do you guys plan to sort this out with South Africans getting involved with this business such that it is legal business? This is my question.
Just so you fully understand what it means when a government bans crypto, or when there's a claim of something banning, what that means is that connecting cryptocurrency to your bank account and utilizing a debit card in your bank account, or transferring funds from your bank account into a cryptocurrency account, the government is not supporting. So the whole idea and concept of cryptocurrency is a decentralized mechanism of payment and transfer, a way to be able to share a value of an asset without a government or agency. So if you think that a government can ban a cryptocurrency, then it doesn't. There's a lack of understanding of what cryptocurrency actually is. They cannot ban it. It's impossible. They're not. They have regulatory agencies in South Africa that are tightening up because of unregulated programs and unchecked processes and scams. They're tightening up regulatories, but they are not banning. That's not at all a true statement. Banks don't support it yet, and there's no country that I know of that it would be anywhere that we would ever communicate with that has actually banned cryptocurrency or made it illegal. Currently, in January 29th, 2021, the South African Securities Exchange Commission has decided to actually tighten up some regulatory services as a whole. If you look at current news today, because of scam systems, because of companies that go out there and have you transfer the cryptocurrency to them, you just know that that's a scam. Anytime that somebody wants you to send your crypto to them and tells you you're going to get it back, that is a lie. 99.9% of the time, 100% of the time in the past, and 99.9% of the time, because maybe somebody will do it right, but most likely it's a lie. So that's what they're trying to fight against, because of that $3.6 billion South African brother team that took out that much Bitcoin. They're trying to fight against that, but they are not banning it, making it illegal to participate, especially with a system like this, because it is unique and the funds are never transferred to the company. They're always in your own account. So they're looking for things that are regulatory sound, and that's what Kiwi is. You can go back to your brother, friend, or person that you talked about, and let them know that the funds stay in your cryptocurrency account, and there are plenty of exchanges that still work in Africa. It's not banned. That was probably some fear, uncertainty, and doubt that was created by someone that didn't have the right information.
And Success, are you friends with Tutu? Are you in Tutu's organization?
What is it?
Are you in Tutu's organization? Is he your upline, Tutu?
My upline, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, talk to Tutu a little bit more about that too, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to take a couple questions again from the chat, and then we'll go back to people. Is there a future possibility for margin trading in Kiwi? The guys asked the question 3 times.
Not right now.
Yep. Okay. And
I personally, margin trading, unless it's done extremely tight, and it's just not really a system that we want to get into a place where someone could be liquidated. So everything we do is for the future success of people that believe in hodling crypto and people that believe in the profitability of it. If there's a time you can be liquidated, it's not something we're interested in at all currently.
Yep. Can I use Binance again while I have another API in use for a bot?
Binance is one portfolio per account, so you'd have to have a different KYC on Binance.
And then can someone make money without introducing people? Yeah, they can just trade and be a customer. They don't have to introduce people at all.
And they don't have to have a trade account, and they can make money off in the system if they want to. They can just recruit and build a business.
And so this is a question by Symbolicious. This is kind of a long question, but basically, you don't know this, and I don't think you do, maybe you do. But there's been other calls with corporate where they've said that there's not going to be a minimum in Binance. And now you're coming on saying it's going to be probably around 500. So there's some confusion there.
Yeah, it's not possible. It's not possible to not have a minimum, because a trade system will not trade something called dust. The technology just won't do it currently. In the future, will it be available? If we can get the performance on those lower levels into a place that is suitable, then it's a possibility that there'll be lower levels. 500 would be the minimum that is physically possible at this point. And then if the account fell down to 3, it would stop trading in that time period. So it's risky. It's risky in the fact that we want people to have the best performance. So that's why $1,000 is what we have now. And when we get to the point where we can have higher performance for those low levels, then we will open up lower levels.
So one thing I would say, Symbolicious, is probably whoever's having a challenge with coming up with the 500 or the 1,000 is to start building an organization, use your uplines results, and then use your commissions to go ahead and open up your API.
Exactly. You don't have to have an amount in your account to build. You can build as a person just in the business. So build up your check and then put that money into your own cryptocurrency trading account, and then compound those profits to get to the point to where you get the best performance. Because you guys don't want to have a bunch of accounts that aren't performing as well as they could, and you're using that as your testimonial or your trial. And then also, if you tell people it's a $500 a try, and then they don't get good performance with that because the $1,000 level is really the base minimum that functions at the best level, then you're going to lose people that could have been in a much better position by putting in 1,000 or more and actually getting the true performance of the system.
Here's a question. If $1,000 is in the account and I am engaged in 500 trading and it is showing the minus, then will it be trading in the Binance account, and will I have to put credit and funds, or will I have to put more funds? Please answer what to do or what will happen in this condition. I guess they're saying if it drops to 500 or less, will it keep trading?
500, yes. 300, no.
Okay, so if they only have 1,000 in the account and it drops down to $300, it'll stop trading?
That would. If you have 1,000 in an account, basically the market would have to reduce by 70% to put them down into a position where they'd have to top their account up to trade.
Got it.
So that's not likely to happen.
Right. Okay. Luis Castillo.
Hey, hello. How are you guys?
Good. Are you the Luis out here in Fort Worth?
Say that again?
Are you in Fort Worth, Luis?
I am.
Yeah, okay. We've talked before. How are you?
Yeah. Okay. Nice to talk to you again. And I have a couple of questions, short ones. And once the system, or not the system, once the back office or the smart contract is ready, would there be an option for people if they just don't want to continue or disconnect the trading system, something like that?
Yeah, if somebody doesn't want to continue, I would not just go cold turkey and pull all your money out. Let us know so that we can go ahead and actually control the way that the trades are exited out of to maintain some profitability for you. If you just need money against it, like for example, we had somebody need $3,000 out of their account. They let us know. So we went ahead and actually traded out $3,000 for them so they can go ahead and withdraw that. But if you just want to quit or whatever, the worst thing that somebody can do is your account's down so you get frustrated and you quit. That's the worst thing you can do. The best thing to do is let it trade back into profitability. Then if you want to quit, knock yourself out. But to let it, to quit when it's down is ridiculous. So
No. I understand that. I mean, you trade it out to profit or whatever. Let's say it's in profit. I'm not talking about when it's in a loss, but somebody just doesn't want to continue, because that's an option. And I had that question the other day, and I didn't know the answer. Is there a way to say in the back office or wherever, okay, I just don't want to continue to keep my money being traded? Is that going to be like an option there, or it has to be through support, or what?
You just turn your API off. You have total control, and you could just go into Binance and turn your API off at any time, and it would stop trading.
Okay, and the open trades will continue to...
You can leave them open or you can close them. It's up to you. That's your account.
Okay.
You just shut down the Binance API and close all the trades, and you're finished.
Okay.
Once that API is closed, there's no way for the Kiwi system to ever get back into your account. You just delete the API.
Got it. Thank you. And the other question is, I am testing it, and I'm testing it with $1,000, and I have a couple of people doing the same thing. I have it in Binance, but this friend of mine has this $1,000 too in Wobi. I have a lot of transactions. Actually, in one day, I could say that I have more transactions than what he's had in 4 days. And we have the same amount of money, but different exchange. Is there any reason why that is happening?
Absolutely. There's more liquidity on Binance than there is on Huobi. And the trades go further. So when things, further meaning that when a coin hits a certain price point and there's more people buying it, it moves it further. So there's more price action when there's more liquidity. You'll notice the same thing between Coinbase and Binance. Even Coinbase has a great amount of real liquidity because of institutional level traders. So when prices go to a certain point, they actually go there further. So there's sometimes more volatility because there's more people buying. So
I'll just jump in there.
Yeah,
just to make it clear as well, like if you want a certain strategy, make it clear, like it's going to be an option in the back end once everything's completed. But just for now, if you want a certain strategy, because there are multiple strategies, just make it clear to support, and we'll engage in that strategy.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Dr. Raul Tompe.
This is Rahul from India, Pune, Maharashtra. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, I have one question regarding binding API with Binance. Can Kiwi provide known IP address while binding API with Binance?
Say again?
Can Kiwi provide known IP address while binding API with Binance?
Can we do a non-API address? Is that what you're saying?
No. Because see, I have already bound this API address, but Binance says that this is unknown IP address to bind with API this Kiwi, so it will get expired within 3 months automatically.
Yeah, you do that. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I know what he means. So basically, when you set an API up through Binance, there's two options. One, it'll ask you for an IP address to be connected, and then the API won't expire within 90 days. But we don't have that set up at the moment. In the future, we're going to set a specific server up with the IP, so we can then avoid the 90-day expiration. But for now, it's just, you have to click the other option, and do not worry about the IP address option.
Okay, sir.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Abhishek Singh, how are you? Go ahead and unmute. Abhishek? Abhishek Singh Tiger.
Mute. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am fine. Hi, Alex.
Good
Hello.
to see you, man. What's your question?
Yeah, my question is that here in India is a golden temple, and we have a lot of golds here in my country. My question is that if we have a simple type of phenomena that people says that IP, API, and then IP, API. There are a lot of words in my question. You know, my English is not good. But but I hope you understand my मेरी भावनाओं को आप समझेंगे.
Yeah, hey Rajneesh.
Rajneesh, not Abhishek.
No. I know.
Yes, brother.
Yeah, can you translate for me, bro? Maybe we can get his question a little bit clearer.
अच्छा हाँ बड़े भाई आ गए, ठीक है.
Yes, अभिषेक, आप बोल सकते हैं, मैं ट्रांसलेट करता हूँ.
जी भैया, ये कह रहे थे कि जैसे कि मेरे लोगों का ये क्वेश्चन था और बहुत सारी जगह से आया था कि जैसे देखिए हम लोग सोने के कटोरी हैं, हम लोग के पास देखिए पैसे की कमी नहीं है, बहुत पैसा है. मतलब अगर हम लोग महीने में मन से लग जाएं तो हम लोग कम से कम 100-150 करोड़ रुपए महीने में पैदा कर देंगे. इन लोग को बहुत मेहनत लगेगी करने में. हम लोग अगर मन से अपने आदत पे उतर जाएं तो 150-200 करोड़ रुपए हम लोग को पैदा करने बहुत टाइम मिलेगा.
ओके.
हाँ, लेकिन ये पॉइंट ये है भैया कि हमें इन लोग से ये समझना है, या ये हमें नहीं समझना है, हमें लोगों को समझना है कि नहीं ये इसका पॉइंट क्या है. जैसे कि हमें IP API का जो पॉइंट आ रहा है, हमने अपने बड़े भाई को भी बोला था कि भैया ये बताइए कि नहीं ये इसका आंसर क्या है.
किसका सर, आप बता. क्वेश्चन पूछे आपसे.
हमने वो पॉइंट किया था, जैसे कि अभी कई स्कैम हो रहे हैं. जैसे भी है कि हमने अपने बड़े पापा का पैसा लगवा दिया 20 लाख रुपए, ठीक है, तो उसमें कई स्कैम हो रहे हैं, जैसे API IP एड्रेस. अच्छा अभी जैसे जो टेक्निकल लोग, देखिए हम भी बड़े मोटे आदमी हैं, मेरी सिस्टर लंदन में इंजीनियर है, वो बात की बात है. लेकिन IP एड्रेस जो होता है और API जो होता है, API हमें दे रहा है बाइनांस और IP एड्रेस अलग चीज है. तो हमें ये कहना भी है कि देखिए हम बड़े छोटी हैं अभी फिलहाल इस सिस्टम को लेके, और हमने बहुत मेहनत की इस सिस्टम को लेके. अभी हम और मेरा एक विजन अलग है, लेकिन हमें ये समझना है इन लोगों से कि जो वो IP एड्रेस है तो वो ऐसा हो जो बाइनांस बोल रहा है कि IP एड्रेस ऐसा हो जहां पे कि कोई दूसरे को ना दिया जाए.
ओके.
भैया समझ रहे हम क्या बोल रहे हैं?
अभिषेक, मैं समझ गया आपका.
मेरा पॉइंट ये है कि IP एड्रेस जो बाइनांस रहा है, IP एड्रेस ऐसा हो.
अभिषेक, मैं समझ गया आपका क्वेश्चन. मैं आपका क्वेश्चन समझ गया हूँ, मैं पूछ लेता हूँ उनसे. Alex, sorry, it took us long to understand. Actually, he wanted to ask about the IP address, because right now we don't have IP address. When we are creating our API, it asks for the IP address as well. Yeah.
We're actually. And did you want to answer that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you go, John. Yeah.
Go ahead. You know what we're working on, so.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it was the same question as just before.
Yeah.
When they sign up, at the moment, we don't have a server set up for an IP address. So select the other option where it says it doesn't need an IP address and it will expire in 90 days. Select that, and then you will need to renew the API every 90 days, just for now, until it's developed.
Yeah.
And we're in the future, we're working on a solution basically to where we'll have a specific
भैया हम एक बात पूछेंगे अभी फिलहाल
अभिषेक एक मिनट जरा अभिषेक एक मिनट
जी ठीक
yes please
we'll have a set amount of trade per IP server, a set amount of accounts, I mean, per IP server in the future, to where there'll actually be able to be a bandwidth limit level so that we can make sure that we can trade everybody's assets on a specific IP address without opening any type of security risk issues. So that will be probably Q1 of next year when that will be available. So by the time your first expiration, your 90 days happens, we'll have a version that won't ever have to expire.
Okay, so Mr. Connor, it's like I believe he just wanted to confirm if it is safe or not.
It's completely safe either way.
Yes.
There's nothing that anybody can do with your API except for trade your funds if you do not put the withdrawal feature on. Just make sure there's never a withdrawal feature, and in the future we will not trade your account if you have withdrawal on the API.
भैया जब बाइनांस ये नहीं कह रहा है कि नहीं हम सेफ नहीं हैं, हम कभी ये अथॉरिटी नहीं दे रहे हैं कि आप रोबो को ट्रेडिंग कराइए, तो मेरा ये क्वेश्चन इन लोगों से तो ये अथॉरिटी देना से कोई भी अदर एक्सचेंज जो भी हो वो ये कह नहीं रहा है, देन हम लोग कैसे किसी को ये गारंटी दें कि नहीं अब अभी फिलहाल कई स्कैम हो रहे हैं, वो पॉइंट की बात है। अभी हमें ये बहुत खुशी है कि कीवी के रोबोट ने मेरे भाई को एक दिन में 15% का रिटर्न दिया है।
अच्छा जी।
तो ये हमें ये समझना भी है कि देखिए यहाँ से बिजनेस ये वो बात की बात है, लेकिन भैया ये हमें ये समझना है कि आईपी एड्रेस, एपीआई, ये सब बहुत बड़ी चीज है। अभी हमें ये समझना है कि नहीं अगर स्कैम तो हो रहा है, पहले भी हुआ है, फिर भविष्य में भी होगा, पता नहीं मेरे साथ होगा, मेरे टीम के साथ होगा कि नहीं, वो बात की बात है, लेकिन ये पहले हो चुका है और बाइनांस ने एकदम हाथ खड़ा कर लिया है कि नहीं भैया।
अभिषेक जी ऐसा है, आई बिलीव आपका क्वेश्चन जो ये है, दिस इज मैंने इसको पर्सनली पहले भी आंसर दे चुका हूँ आपको हमारी हिंदी कॉल के ऊपर भी, और ये जो क्वेश्चन है ये बाइनेंस या कोई भी बैंक, जब भी कोई बैंक होता है वो आपको एक क्रेडिट कार्ड देता है, वो हमेशा आपको एक वार्निंग देता है किसी के साथ भी अपनी पिन शेयर ना करें, ठीक है। जब किसी के साथ कोई बंदा, जब भी आप एटीएम यूज़ कर रहे हैं तो कोई भी बंदा आपके पीछे ना हो, और जब भी आप अपना इंटरनेट बैंकिंग यूज़ कर रहे हैं मेक श्योर वहाँ पे कोई वायरस ना हो। तो ये इस तरह की वार्निंग होती हैं जो हमेशा
भैया वो बेसिक नॉलेज
जी, वो बेसिक वार्निंग ही है सर। Let's move to the next question, sir. I guess.
Let's move to the next question because some of the trading is in places where it's extremely late.
Yeah.
So
I understand.
I want to be respectful for them, and I also want to be respectful for everybody else that's on the call. If you guys have a couple other quick questions, let's get through those, and let's wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. And then if you have questions, it's not that we don't want to answer them. We just, obviously people have to sleep, and we want to be able to get them answered properly. And each individual person, write down your questions, get them well thought out, get them to your leaders. We'll make sure your questions are answered in a timely fashion. But let's take the next 5 minutes and then wrap up this call.
Yep. John T. Shulman. John, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
I wanted to ask a bit more with regards to the flexibility in terms of the strategy that we can define. Earlier in the call, you mentioned that we can put in a mail the kind of strategy that we want to use. Can we say things like we want to a strategy that involves oversell bounces or breakup patterns?
Any of the traders mentioned that? There you go.
Yeah. So there will be defined options that you could customize down to that point. It won't be in the version that'll be ready in the next week. It will be something that comes into the dashboard probably more towards the end of the year. Every 2 weeks, we're doing technology sprints to keep adding new features, but we'll get into things like RSI, Bollinger Bands, and any basically instrument that exists as far as signal to be able to really dial this in if you want to just take this and make this as granular as possible. That's where
Okay,
it's
that's
going.
pretty awesome. That's amazing. Then also, sort of linked to that question is, are we able to define a strategy that says something along the lines of, we want, say, 50% to be in alts that are a little bit more stable, like your Cardanos, Dots, Solanas, etc., and we want another 50% to be degen into like smaller cap coins?
Sure. Well, in most of we really when the system has a full customizability, you'll be able to do that, and we'll have a baskets for the top 100, 200, and 300. We will have other options where you could just go down and pick your specifics. Say you want to trade these 10 pairs, and that's how you can make your degen basket.
Oh wow! Okay, that's awesome. When would that be available?
That's going to be also probably be right before the end of the year is when all the customized stuff is going to be coming out. Basically, we're basically the stuff we really want to be able to give everybody a really good customer service experience. And if we go right into the granular stuff right away, we're going to be serving maybe 5% of the population. People like yourself and myself want to get down in there and dig into it, but most people don't. So we want to make sure that we build this and make the robust tools available, but make sure that we have all the basic tools available first.
Okay, cool. Then just two more questions. It just left my mind now. Oh yes. One is, I'm not going to take this as financial advice, okay? I'm sure we all grown up enough here to know that it's not financial advice, what I'm about to ask. But in your opinion, do you think the bull run is going to continue still towards the end of the year? And do you believe that the system's created in a way that we'll still make decent profits here in a bear market as well?
I definitely believe that the bull run is going to go into at least it'll be mid early next year. In my humble opinion, it is my opinion, because of the fact of all the size of the institutional investing funds that are coming into cryptocurrency. Even if the ETF doesn't happen, there's still just such a long solid.
The ETF's been approved, to my knowledge.
Yeah, it's speculative, and it's great. I hope so. The SEC probably wouldn't be tweeting about Bitcoin if it wasn't already done, but no one has gotten the official statement, right? If that happens, it opens up Bitcoin to, like I was saying earlier, $38 trillion in retirement funds alone. If 5% of that goes into cryptocurrency, you're going to see Bitcoin at $1.6 million per unit. So there's a major opportunity and possibility for this bull run being way bigger than anything we've ever seen before. And I think
I don't know if there's a way for me to send you something privately, but I just got a document which says that it's NASDAQ regulation. And it says that it's an approval for an ETF. It says we further certify that the securities described above have been approved by the exchange for listing and registration upon official notice of insurance.
Right. So that means that it's been approved to be approved by the SEC. So the SEC will actually.
I get that. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, it means it's going to be a possible ETF, and there's multiple ETFs, and if it happens, awesome. Where Bitcoin is going to 20x probably, but if it doesn't happen, it's still a very, very good market, and the retracements that occurred really set us up for this, and the people that have actually that have been trading with our system for the time through these retracements would be able to answer the question as well as I would, to say that this works even when the market is in a downtrend. In September, we've never had a good month in crypto since crypto became started, and this system was still able to make a profit over BTC's dip through all.
Yeah, a friend of mine showed me what his profits were last month, and it's pretty decent. That's why I am here.
Yeah, it's a solid. So even in a downtrending market, a sideways market, most of the time we're in a sideways market. 2017, 2018, we had 9 bullish weeks, and we've been talking about them until this year when we actually had somewhat of an uptrend again. So it's like we lived on those 9 weeks. But this system is designed to work in those times when things are very bullish, but also in those sideways and downtrending markets to dollar cost average and create a dollar profit, so that when the market does turn in the other direction, you've got a cheap coin.
And then the very last question is, do you do leverage trading on that system?
We don't. We don't because of
that's good to hear.
Liquidation. We're not interested in it.
Yeah.
Leverage is like a casino.
I agree.
I'm personally an 87% accurate spot trader, 100x leverage. Binance approved, all the official stuff. And I don't trade leverage. I'm 87% accurate, which means that 87% of the time I'm right. But I don't do it because it is like the casino. It's got all the bells and whistles, and you win, then your luck runs out and you liquidate a position and you start back again. Because of the volatility of the market, no matter how many times you win, you setting up a stop loss that would actually be effective all the time is a very challenging thing to do. And the pain of liquidation is not worth it for our users as an individual. The only time you ever really use leverage is if you just need to create cash quickly. And it's just not a habit that you want people to have.
No, I agree with you completely. I'm actually glad to hear you saying this.
It's addicting, and I'm great at it, but I still don't do it because I know how bad it is for the person.
I've never tried it because I'm worried that I make profits, and I'm worried that I lose at the same time. Because if I make profits, I'm going to try do it again and again and again, and then eventually I'm going to lose.
First time I traded leverage, it was 5 Bitcoin to 48 Bitcoin in 48 hours, and it was 530,000 Bitcoin was $14,000 a unit, and then 49 hours I lost 48 Bitcoin. So,
jeez, that must have felt horrible. Sorry to hear that.
A wonderful lesson, and it's just not. It's a behavior that we want to create as an organization that is important to not have leverage as part of it. We're not looking to create gamblers. We're looking for people that want to be part of a growing industry that's volatile, and they can take advantage of the volatility to build stability in their life. We don't want people to be running into it and putting more than they can afford and just becoming that gambling mentality. We want to create a real culture of true wealth and growth. And growth is individuals for people, growth is their families, growth in everything they do, of abundance. And leverage doesn't have a place in that type of environment.
That's true. Cool. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
You got it. Thanks, John. I think our last question is going to come from Sebelicious. Is it normal that trades are not happening every day? It skips some days.
It depends on the pair. Sometimes your position will go out of a grid range, and it will not trade in those time periods that happens. Or it could be that there's just not a ton of trades going on in that pair specifically. Or it could be because of the fact that it is taking profit. So if a position went up at a grid, then it would take profit, and it would always wait a couple of days before it re-enters to make sure that the token that it's re-entering in is going to be able to trade in without catching the top of the trade.
All right. Well, guys, that's it. I appreciate everyone who came on. I appreciate everyone who stayed till the end. And we have been on now for, 2 hours. And I really appreciate the fact that all the traders took the time to stay on and answer all the questions. Support's been here the entire time. And that just really speaks to how committed these guys are to you. So I hope you got the information that you needed to move forward and help you feel better about what's going on with our trading and a better understanding of what's going on and what's been happening in your trade accounts, and also give you enough ammunition to move forward and help you to build the business. So before we close out, I want you guys to hear from one person who's going to close this out. He's one of our ambassadors. Raj, why don't you tell us what you got from this and close us out, buddy?
Wow. Thank you so much, Alex, for this opportunity. First of all, I really want to thank everyone, every traders, and Mr. Connor as well for throwing the light we all needed regarding the trading strategies and all. This call was like need of the hour, and thank you so much for organizing this on the request actually. And guys, I believe you guys have got if not 100%, at least 95% clarity on your questions. because there was too much pressure around the world with the questions and all, how these things works and all. Today, I think those questions can end up. So I believe from now on we can move forward and start building Kiwi. As you know, this is something very much real, legit, and a business which we can build for years and years, even can for lifetime. This is how it has been designed, and kudos to the team behind it and everyone who is dealing with our accounts, traders, and everyone. So for me, I'm sold. I'm totally sold, and I believe after this call, everyone has understood the power behind Kiwi Smart concept, because it is by the people, for the people, and for the lifetime. This is how this Kiwi Smart is coming up, and the concept is very strong. It's just up to us how we take this opportunity and how far we go with it. For me,
100%.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to put my 100%. I was 100%. Now I'm going to put my 200% more if I could. So yes, I'm gonna build this like anything I haven't done before yet. So thank you so much, Alex, for this opportunity, and thank you everyone to join this call. So Alex, mic is all yours, please.
Yeah, thank you, brother. If you're on Raj's team, you cannot be more blessed. This guy works 24/7. It's incredible how hard he works and how dedicated he is. He's constantly putting people into the system, so he gets the most amount of questions from his organization. And really, it's because of him that inspired this Zoom. So thanks so much, Raj, for all your hard work and your dedication, man. Everybody have a great day, morning, afternoon, and evening. And we will see you guys on Tuesday on Rick's corporate update call, and we'll get some more news about launch then. Y'all have a great night. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, everyone.
Recording stopped.